Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 186. Today is Lazy Sunday really, and we're just doing some chat with Earl from MUFON and anyone on the side chat or on Discord that wants to join us. And we'll have a look over some viral videos that are going around the web claiming to be UFOs. Looks like we've got a technical problem here already, but I'll just cue the intro and fix it up. Hope it's working. I'll just unmute you. I should be playing music now, but you won't hear it though. I'll pipe it through to you, but so many virtual mixtures on this system.
Well, are we broadcasting?
I was just playing the intro at the minute. I'm just setting up the chat screen again. Yeah, just playing the music at the minute, but they'll hear us talk over it. Because we're live, but I have to play the intro at the start just to check out a few things. Fun, all this technical business.
So I am enjoying a nice pale ale.
Okay.
We're being casual today, folks.
Good to be back for another live stream. Just kill the music and switch to the desktop. And now you should be able to see the desktop and not the intro.
Yeah.
So we got 4 watching at the moment. Looks like the counters are working today, which is good. It's amazing how many problems we have lately with various things going wrong because Google's forever changing things and they call it improving, but they're taking away functionality. So I've had to write my own little sub counter down the bottom left here now. So I'm not sure who's out there may want to join the side chat. I just got trolled by someone bitching about me using other people's videos without permission. Well, under fair use, I'm allowed to report, review, and criticize and analyze anything that's out there. So I don't need to ask permission. This comes under fair use. Us reporters won't be able to do their job, correct? You won't be able to go up to someone and say this. That only time you need to get permission to review a video is when you're not when you play it as full video without talking over it or anything like that. So only time you need to get copyright. So I have actually done a live on this copyright issue online. There's a live stream, probably live 32 or something like that, live 31. Where I go over He Productions lawsuit. But yeah. So Earl, you want to introduce yourself in case there's no one?
Yeah, sure. If you guys don't know me, I've been on a few times on Paul's show here, but my name is Earl Gray Anderson. I am a chief investigator for MUFON in Southern California, as well as the assistant state director of MUFON in Southern California. We get a lot of UFO sightings out here. I'm out in the LA area. Southern California gets more UFO sightings than any other region in the world. So we're always busy here. You know, it's a busy spot to be investigating UFOs in.
You got a lot of Air Force bases around. You got a lot of Air Force bases near the mountain ranges.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we got, well, I think that there's a lot of the aerospace industry is out here. You've got a lot of, as Paul was saying, a lot of Air Force bases out here.
Yeah.
And Catalina Island area is where they, first saw the crafts that the Navy just went and made it official that they're UAPs. They don't know what they were, and they're saying they're not ours. So, and that that's off the coast here as well. They were sort of closer to the Baja Peninsula, I think, but they started out. They were seeing the craft over by Catalina.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
So this is the thing that's going around the web at the moment is naval official tells lawmaker that the Navy continues to fully investigate UFO sightings, and it's got Nick Pope on there. So apparently what come out is the Navy has admitted that they are UAPs and that they shouldn't have been released to the public via TTSA. Yeah. So that's the news that's been going around, and Nick Pope's been on Fox News talking about it. And how
about Michio Kaku's recent statements? Was pretty. He was pretty bold about saying that the onus is on the the Navy, that they need to go and they need to tell the public what they know.
Yeah.
That. And he's saying now it's up to the Navy to prove that those aren't alien spaceships, is the way that he put it. And I agree with him. I mean, the information is out there. They've copped to it being official, and they should be out there explaining what they know. Yeah. I mean, they're giving us disclosure without giving us actual disclosure. And I think that, quite honestly, I think that that's not only absurd, but unethical, to release that little bit and tell us that, yes, we do have UAPs that we can't explain. And knowing the details of, say, the Nimitz case, or the Gimbal case that was on the other, on the Atlantic side here, just very, very strange stuff, and of course, is breaking the laws of physics. And I mean, it's the onus is on them. They should be telling us.
Yes, they should open up their books and let us see. But
yeah, I don't. I understand why you would have secrets, right? I mean, you do have to have secrets in government. Every government has its spies. Every government has its secrets, and that's kind of how it goes. But when it's something that affects the human race at such a core base, I mean, the great questions in life, what happens to me when I die? Is there God? And are we alone in the universe?
Yeah.
And if they know the answer to one of those, they, they should be telling us. The truth, will set you free, and we might start acting a little bit better towards each other and towards the planet, and maybe be a little less, warlike. If people knew, well, maybe that's the fear. Maybe they don't want to. It's the military, after all. They don't want to put themselves out of a job, I guess.
So we got John joining us on the side, saying hello to you.
Oh, good. Hey there, John.
How's Tucson today? Cooling off? Yes. So it started at Catalina Island, wasn't it? And apparently it flew down. Well, they disappeared. They reckon there was like 100.
Well, they were watching these objects on the radar, and they were going from 28,000 feet, I think it was, down to sea level and then back up again. And it kept repeating that. Maybe it was 180,000.
I think it started at sea level first and then went up.
Yeah. But they were watching this weird kind of aerial ballet that was going on.
Yeah.
And they kept getting hits over the course of, I think it was 5 days.
And then eventually they flew down to Baja and disappeared somewhere down near the island there.
They intercepted, and of course, then we had the whole Tic Tac sighting, and 40-foot long Tic Tac, mind you. If you're going to build a drone, why build it 40 feet long? That's the size of something that would be crude.
Yeah, but it could probably carry some payload, like missiles or bombs or whatever. So it's not not a normal drone where you got a camera on it. You're actually using it for weaponizing war. It could be some sort of AI technology that DARPA's created, and maybe it's some reverse engineer technology as well that we're not being told about. So who knows, really? But
it's possible. I mean, I'll give it that. I mean,
yeah.
The military can say that they don't know what the origin of it was, and that doesn't mean that that's true. So, I mean, that is you have to wonder how they were able to bootstrap themselves up to such a level so quickly.
Yeah.
Is this reverse engineering stuff? So it still has the alien question in there, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And of course, Skunk Works, you look at the history of Skunk Works, and of course, they would blame certain U2 sightings and stuff on UFOs. They would just let the public misidentify certain things purposefully. But you got to remember that Kelly Johnson, who ran Skunk Works, that he saw a UFO.
Yeah.
It was over near Port Hueneme. And it was out here in Southern California, and so he knew that UFOs were real. And so who knows? If we do, in fact, and I hope it's us, if that's human technology there. Well, I hope that would be us.
Well, they were saying
we're kind of toast.
Who was saying yesterday? Someone was saying that. Was it Martin Willis' show? Rojas was on there saying that Navy now admits they have to be non-Russian and non-US military drones or whatever. And I think he's misunderstood. They haven't said that at all. They just said they're actually classified as UAPs, unknowns. Doesn't mean that they're not discounting that it's not other countries still.
Sure.
That's how I read it.
But you got to remember, all right, I mean, I've heard some people postulate that maybe it was holographic or something. And,
that's me.
You got to remember, the first thing that they saw, though, was the radar hits. They were getting radar hits of this, and then they had the visual,
Yeah.
So,
but the hologram's going to have some sort of drone or rocket technology underneath it that projects it around the image around it. I don't know if you've seen some of the latest holograms, but
how do you get something to travel that fast? I mean, come on, how?
Well, 0 to 20,000.
We're talking 28.
Yeah,
28,000 miles an hour. And how was it able to defy the laws of thermodynamics?
Well, 0 to 20,000 feet in rounds of a rocket speed.
No, this was going like eye blink fast. I just read this today. They said that it was traveling Mach 30 at one point. That you should have heard multiple sonic booms. Boom, 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 boom. Even if it was the size of a drone, you would still have that.
Well, it's still possible with a drone to do over those max that human pilots can't withstand.
I don't know. To call it hours, I think
I worked it out. 0 to 20,000 feet.
A burden of proof.
10 Gs, I think it was.
I mean, honestly, it's like what Michio Kaku was saying. I mean, before it was always, the old thing. What was Carl Sagan's favorite line about astounding? I can't repeat what he said, but that you would need this. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, right? That was his whole thing. And Michio Kaku was kind of turning it around and saying, well, now the onus is on science. They have to go. If this is, they're saying this is unknown, and these things were traveling this fast.
Yeah.
I mean, and so he turned the whole saying around. That now the burden is on them. That they need to explain and explain quickly.
The thing is, the speed of the device has got to withstand turning and stuff like that, else it just rips itself apart. So I'm not sure if you heard of David Adair, but I looked at his claims, and basically he was claiming it was going so fast that back in what was it, the 70s? I can't remember exactly what time it was now. Back then, he wouldn't have been building it in his garage and making a fusion rocket motor that would be going 10 times faster than other rockets at the time, because as it turned, it would simply rip itself in half from the G-forces. So unless he was using ceramics and carbon fiber and all this to strengthen it and make it lighter, I'd just call his story BS. But apparently he was like 17-year-old genius that made this fusion rocket. I did a live on it anyway, and he tells his story online, and I break it down, saying, well, this has got to be lies here. So apparently they took him to Area 51 straight away, walked him into a hangar where this crashed UFO was, as if they're going to do that.
Yeah, I've heard that story. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And it's got a hole in it, and he goes up to it and climbs up and looks in, and he says instantly he knew it had the same technology as he invented in his garage. And I thought, yeah, right. You ain't going to know that by looking inside, because it's going to be wires and fiber optics and all sorts of stuff.
I mean, it was a strange story, and it's something like that. I mean, I kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, but I'm not going to throw it out. You never know. You never know. I mean, I think that we certainly have gotten technology. We have most definitely gotten technology, whether from trade or from crashes. I mean, you've got Roswell, and so at very least you've got one crash there, and maybe maybe they figured out the technology since that happened. That would be, I mean, the things that I see that this could be is it could be just really bootstrapped technology that we did with alien help or not. Somehow they made a light year, leap in technology. It's a whole different kind of physics is at work, as far as the reports of the tic tac and all that goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's a human technology, could be. I know you don't like the idea of time travel, but I will throw that out there because none of us are always right, So, but it could be us from the future. That's a possibility in my mind. Yeah, I know you don't like that one. Hey, come on, you love Jacques Vallée. Give me a break. But so it could be human, or it could be us from the future, which would still be human. It would still have our thumbprint on it, I guess. It would explain why it would be so highly advanced. Or it could be aliens.
Yeah.
Or it could be interdimensionals. Yeah. I can't think of any other options.
Well, hang on, I've got a thing playing here.
What are we listening to?
Right. It's the thing I was going to recover on this strange object in the bottom of the sea. You've seen it before, but I didn't want to interrupt you yet.
That's okay. I was kind of all I was going to say.
I wonder what's going on here.
That it could be human. I agree with you, but I'd like to know if it is a human in origin, how we were able to manage that so quickly. Like there's some problems there, but
and of course we got doing the rounds at the moment is this Wilson document, which I've talked about in the past, and we also got the alien autopsy resurfacing after 30 years is it again, and of course a lot of newcomers haven't heard about it, but it's the guy that actually made the hoax has come clean after all this time.
Spiros you're talking about.
Which I think is a scummy thing to do, but he was doing it to he wasn't doing it to prank the UFO community according to him. He was actually doing it as a job resume. Yeah, likely story.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know. But
I
he
don't know.
seems like a nice enough guy. I
Yeah,
chatted with him a little bit
yeah,
on another show, and I've Facebook friends and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he says that it was the entire film was from the
yeah,
that it was just a complete fabrication.
yeah.
And he doesn't say that there's real footage that's been snuck in there in certain points.
No.
So I think that whole, just because I had two problems with the Wilson document.
Me too.
That was one, and the other one was that it says that alien abductions are not real, and
Yeah.
I can tell you that they are real.
Mm.
That thousands of people aren't hallucinating this, and I work with an experiencer research team. I guess I didn't mention that. But I work with Kathy Martin, and I constantly talking with people that have never met each other, and a lot of people aren't familiar with the UFO public, or the mythos that's around ufology. There are people that haven't read books on this and really had no interest in UFOs.
Mm.
And they all experience similar things. Usually the light will flood the room. There's just certain things that I hear over and over and over again, and certain things that the regular public, that we've kind of withheld from the public. But we have certain markers. I think we talked about this last time I was on. So, but anyway, we know that the experiencer phenomena is real, and so it's just the fact that the Wilson document says that people aren't being abducted just it kind of ruins the whole patois for me. So
unless Eric Davis, I think it really hinges on Eric Davis coming out and saying yes, he said all that, and the meeting happened. I think. Apart from that, it's never ever going to be verified unless he comes out and says that.
Yeah, and I know people that really love that document. I mean, I know people that like it, but I think it's rubbish.
Yeah,
misinformation. So,
well, when I did analysis on the actual graphics that were scanned in, unfortunately the JPEGs are not proper pings where you don't have the 4 pixel ratio thing that corrupts the original. But when I put it through filters, it actually had lines going through it, because it looks like it's all white in the background. But there's actually these fine lines that go through the middle of the characters and top and bottom, like it's on a line pad of some kind, which is very strange. And why would it be white? And why can't you see the lines normally, like little fine pink lines or something running through it? Or yeah, so it's kind of strange. It is kind of strange, and it's on every page, so it can't be like a artifact from crunching it up and stuff. You know how you get shadows play on the different color whites. So running it through the color swapper, it comes out with all these perfect lines going through the letters and through the bottom. And that could be a part of the process of manufacturing the document using old-fashioned fonts. You know how Stanton Freeman was a document expert, and he looked at the fonts and said, well, here's some government fonts on older documents that the same, and sort of verified the NJ12 document as being real. I think this is done by the same process, where you take half letters and you scan them in, and you can actually then get the software program to reformulate the letter that you want to match the time period, and simply just type out any sentence you want, and it'll just spit it out. But what they've done is they've scanned it in with a different color white, which kind of shows up. You can see where it joins together, the letters, is where it's creating the lines going through. So that's what my gut feeling is. That it's been a really clever fake, probably made 10 years ago with a computer.
Well, I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen documents faked. I mean, look at the Paul Benowitz case, and how the stuff he was fed false documents and all, and one was like purposefully a false document that they had them follow, and it led to nothing. But they found them, like at a coffee shop. They sent them on a wild goose chase across the country, to find some piece of evidence. Yeah. And then when he found them, they said, "Good, you passed the test." He checked the newspaper for names, and he went through all these scientific processes that they were apparently looking for. But then they just fed him complete and total rubbish in the guise of truth. And the guy eventually lost his mind. He may have not been the most stable person in the world to begin with, but the likes of, we know some of those names that fed him stuff. And, Richard Doty is one of them. Yeah. And, that was, and, and I was talking with a few different people recently, but I was Greg Bishop is who I was speaking with, that said something really interesting, that sometimes you got to sort of play the game, and so maybe it isn't such a bad thing to listen to the and disinformation, because sometimes they'll hide some truth in that, to make it so that the lies won't stick in your throat so readily. So, and Greg's a smart guy, and he wrote a really wonderful book on the Benowitz case and that whole thing. So he knows what he's talking about. And, so I mean, but you have to, if you're going to deal with misinformationalists, you better make sure you've got like a spine, and that and that you're stable, that you're not just of sound mind, but a particularly sound mind, because they'll mess with you. And Benowitz was not a dummy. He was a scientist. He had, PhD and just background in engineering, a successful scientific company. And the guy wound up going insane and it was a UFO case.
Wasn't he seeing UFOs over near Air Force Base, where he claims that they were experimenting with it?
Indeed. And what it turns out is he was probably seeing, he probably saw some strange stuff. Okay. I mean, there was some stuff that was probably UFOs. But what people kind of are thinking is that he was seeing early drone technology, and he was misconstruing those as UFOs. And the Air Force decided to just bolster that,
feed it back
conceived
to the Russians.
idea.
Yeah.
They just fed him false evidence, and they had documents that he was fed that were complete bogus. And at the end of the day, Benowitz pretty much he thought that we were under attack by evil aliens, that they were replacing us with hybrids, that there was an imminent attack coming, and that they were just going to wipe humanity out. So he went nuts on it because they fed into this.
That sounds like a TV sci-fi, like what is that one? Dark Skies by the X-Files producer.
It's a crazy story, but it's not fiction. I mean, this really happened, and we know players in it. That's the other thing. And Greg kind of he kind of met everybody when he wrote his book, so he knew all the main players as well. And it's a very, very interesting case. It's an interesting book. It's called The Beta. Let me make sure I've got the title right. We're being very casual tonight. But here I've got it here on my Kindle, so I can tell you real quick. It is called Project Beta: The Story of Paul Benowitz, National Security, and I think it says UFOs. But anyway, that's Greg Bishop. Wonderful book. Yeah. A great guy too. Smart guy. He's like you, Paul, in that he's very skeptical of stuff, but he loves the mystery, is what he said. It's that he thinks that ufologists are maybe too set on trying to solve the UFO thing, as though it were a crisis or something. And that actually the mystery is what makes it so intriguing and so interesting. So, he's just an open-minded guy. He's a very scientific guy. He tends to debunk stuff really fast and really well, and is right on with it. And he's got UFOs, that he knows it's a real phenomenon, and he witnessed a UFO, so he knows it's a real phenomenon, but he's very good about being just analytical and keeping an open mind. But Jeff Krause's favorite saying: keep an open mind, but don't let your brain fall out. I owe Jeff another $2 or something. I forget how much he's supposedly charging me when I quote that, but it's a good quote, So, but Greg is all that, and good book. I just would highly recommend that. I think that's the first book review I've ever given on a podcast, but I wanted to mention it. I think that anybody who's in the UFO field, that you should read that book and be aware of what can be done to you and what can be presented to you with evidence, even sometimes in a way to manipulate. And it's a very, very good book. You may feel a little more paranoid after reading it, but it's good kind of paranoia. Because you don't want to wind up like Paul Benowitz. You just don't want to go there.
Well, you don't want to be taken away by nasty aliens either, as well. But what can you do? What can you do, though? If they can control your nervous system and you can't move, there's not much you're going to be able to fight back on that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. It seems to have something to do with the light, I think, too.
Possibly.
People usually see the light first, and after they see the light, then they become paralyzed.
Well, they've done experiments with EMF, right, in labs, and I know that they can put a thing on your head which makes you talk gibberish or see visions in your head just by pumping electromagnetic waves into your skull. So I'm pretty sure if humans are at that stage now, affecting the brain and nervous system, they can make you so you can't move your arm, or you can make your fist close and all that sort of stuff now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure aliens would be more advanced and know all that already, and somehow, like you said, shine a special
but you got to
beam.
remember, people have been abducted, and they've been telling abduction stories since Betty and Barney Hill, and before that, So this isn't like it's a new thing, and that they're beaming the experience into people's heads. I mean, I guess they could reasonably do that. Humans could, very controlling humans. But I'm sure that we didn't have that technology back, in the early 1960s. So, I don't think that you can blame the experiencer phenomenon on false, realities being pumped into people's heads. At least, I think, not from us.
I think what made me believe abduction things is when I found out there was actually people witnessing it happening. Not just one, but many people, families, and that seen it happen. And I think that proves it can't be a mental thing.
Here's a weird thing. Sometimes people will be abducted with other humans, and they recognize them on the street, and it's like it brings the memory back. I was talking with Denise Stoner and Kathleen Martin about that a couple of weeks ago. That's a thing that people will recognize each other, and the memories come flooding back without hypno regression. And that's pretty interesting. They were telling me that another guy found himself. They put the right clothes back on these people, but they put them in the wrong cars. One guy was in one car, and the other guy was being abducted, and they met through exchanging their cars back. I mean, it was just the strangest thing. And of course, for them, all the memories came flooding back. So there's weird weird stuff that happens, and I guess you could call that evidence if you have something like that happen.
Yeah. I suppose you can say, I know you from somewhere, but I can't just quite figure out where.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
That's and I'll mention Kathleen Martin's new book, What to Do When You've Been Abducted. You can find it. Just go. You can get through Amazon, or I think that you could probably. I'm not sure if the MUFON store is selling it yet, but anyway, it's a wonderful book, and it's kind of like a handbook for people. That if this is happening to you, this is what you can do. This is what other people think. This is what, and it's actually a really wonderful book. And it's Kathleen wrote it. Anna Castle wrote some chapters in there. My friend Maddie. It's got like 4 different authors in the book.
I think we need some physical evidence or proof that aliens are doing it. And like I said, I'd like to go over to California where you got all these abduction cases happening and actually work on it with you to try and solve it or capture evidence of it. Yeah. Faraday cages, cameras, setups, EMF triggers, and all that sort of stuff.
That's the problem, though. I mean, all that stuff sounds really good, but when you're talking about a technology that can float you out the ceiling and make solid objects malleable, I don't think that there's any way to really trick them. If they don't want you to get footage of them, you're not going to get it. I mean, I have people that set up cameras around their beds and stuff, and it seems like the cameras always either turn off when they have their they have an experience, or just something goes wrong. So I mean, you remember my favorite saying, the aliens that what was it, the Snake River case, where the aliens had the pancakes, and they told the gentleman, what was his name, Simonton, I think, something like that. They told him that we want you to believe in us, but not all that much. And so maybe that's I think that mysterious quality of theirs to not be photographed well, at least, or videotaped, is part of that. You have to listen to people's stories. You have to prove it other ways, I think. That doesn't mean that people aren't going to get photographs or videos. I mean, the gun camera.
I'm pretty sure Skinwalker Ranch would have detected something or captured something they haven't revealed to us. But also we've got paranormal shows that are using different devices and things. They got like a EMF detector.
Sure. When we use already.
Yeah, and they got LEDs that light up, and they put it on the floor, and as it approaches them, the LEDs are lighting up, and they'll say to the entity, please step into the room, and then it lights up, and then they say, can you go over to the right hand side or whatever, and you see the lights changing as it's walking along. You don't see it, but something's there. Unless it's a really clever fake, I don't know, but I don't believe that they're faking stuff on some of these good shows. There are some good shows, but there are some bad ones too. Because then they line it up with camera infrareds and also capture voices at the same time when all these things are all triggering. So multiple devices capturing evidence is the key, I think. But I'm pretty sure it's worth a try with the EMF. You could have an EMF trigger.
There were a lot of times the electromagnetic field will be raised after somebody's been taken or visited. And there's a lot of different things that you see in these people. We collect all of these. We love our questionnaires, but we do collate all that and put it through SurveyMonkey. Sometimes is one way that they do it, And there are certain repeating patterns with people that report abductions that you can just see it repeated over and over. And I mean, and stuff that the general public is not aware of. And I'm not going to even talk about it because then you will be aware of it. You know? But there are certain things
you got to
that
keep some
see over and
things
over.
secret, I suppose.
I mean, you know, I do the same thing with my UFO investigations. I've done enough of them now to where there are certain things I know about UFOs that I'm not going to tell you guys. And there you know, a couple things that just little details that people don't know about. I've never seen it in a book. I've never heard them talk, you know, anybody talk about them. And so those will pop up from time to time for me, and it's really interesting.
It's like being a magician. You're not allowed to tell the secrets, how it's done, illusions, or the trick.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, none of these people are you know, they're from different parts of the country, and you know, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit hard to talk about it without slipping up and letting out some secret, I guess.
Yeah, well, there's certain things I'm not going to tell you about, you know, and there are things I've talked with you about that you know of, but I don't think I've talked about them on the show. So, and you know, I don't want, you know, there are certain details out there. You know, there's one about propulsion systems that I've seen repeated in cases from the 1950s up to, you know, a couple years ago. And there were, you know, the case had the same markers and they were just weird, exactly the same, you know.
Yeah.
And these are unrelated people, you know. So, you know, if the story was out there, I would have heard it by now. You know, I kind of keep an ear to, you know, the UFO, you know, pop culture as it is, just so I do know what people are talking about. And I think I would have heard certain aspects, you know, before. So that's the thing, you know. I mean, there's ways of getting evidence, and for me, that's one of them.
Yeah.
You know, repeated patterns and sightings. So, and oftentimes among the same kind of craft, you know, there's certain things in black triangle stories and phenomena that I think is related to black triangles.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that you would just call them the matte black objects that people see, and it's usually the triangle. It's the R3B or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I hear repeated. They're details from people that were close up, and I've gotten details from cops. You know, and one guy, very very good details from him. So anyway,
yeah, it's a good show.
The same goes for abduction for me. I think, you know, when you have the repeating patterns and the ones that people don't know about out there in the general public, it's not on Ancient Aliens or anything. You know, that is a form of evidence. Yeah.
There's a new show called Paranormal Emergency. It's quite good. It's meant to be like ER people, AMBO people, ambulance, and cops. And it has got some UFO stories in there as well as paranormal ones, which is quite interesting.
Oh, okay.
Apparently a UFO, he sees a UFO coming down, goes into a lake, and it disappears. So there's one good story there, so it's worth going to check out that new series if you've not seen it. But it's also got...
What's it called again? It's Paranormal...
Emergency. Yeah.
Emergent. Okay.
Emergency.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Not what Japanese homestay used to say. Imagine she called. He was trying to say emergency call. You know, phone call. Emergency call. And he used to say, imagine she called, and we sort of laughed out. Imagine she called. But, he's back in Japan now, but that was years ago. And he laughed at it too when he realised what he was saying. But that's English for you. That's kind of strange. So this is, we might just go over some of these videos together then. Remember I did this one? Actually got a copyright claim put on me, but the guy released it. You've probably seen it. It's running a bit slow, and I might have to reload that. Hang on. I run this through a VPN, this one, so it separates it from normal traffic. Sometimes, being on the weekend, it gets overloaded, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's a third phase of the moon, huh?
Not this one. No, this one here. I thought, no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, it's a squid, isn't it?
No, it's not actually, but it looks like it's got LED lights or sensors happening. Let's see, where's the bit where I play it? I wonder if I can get copyright not playing my own video. I'll just speed it up a wee bit. No way, it has to be CGI. So I'm pulling the practical joke. Where's the video?
Yeah, well, there's so much CGI now.
Yeah, but I actually went through it and found footage that matched up with all the right stuff on there. You know, all the levels and things. So definitely, if it was CGI, it was well done. But no, it's it's definitely a real thing. But it's like a new species. It turns out to be a new species. I've actually there's the video.
That was another one there.
LEDs, you know, it's kind of there's a lot of strange things under the sea. I'm just trying to find where I play it. It's not as good as the back one, is it? Or was it there? I probably should have queued it up ahead of time. This is terribly slow though today. Oh, here's the footage here, right? See how
it almost looks like two squids in a mating dance, or you know.
Yeah, but if you slow it right down, you can see it unpacks itself, which is quite interesting. But I have got a solution to this one now. I thought it might be what they said the experts on the show said it was possibly a new type of Chinese surveillance drone underwater that just they just have thousands of these floating around, and when it detects a electronic sub coming towards it, that it unfolds and then transmits information back to base. Which is a possibility because a lot of our technology is based on nature, right? Airplanes and all that sort of stuff. But
well, that's pretty cyberpunk.
Let's see if I can speed it up.
I mean, that idea sounds like straight out of William Gibson's Neuromancer or something. You know, it's pretty bizarre. But, well, who knows?
Yeah. I'm not too sure why. There we go. I've tried a different proxy server for now. Almost looks like something out of a computer game. So I've slowed it down here. You can see the controls and everything. So apparently what I found out is this thing gets munched by the propellers of the submarine as it turns around, but we don't see that footage. There's meant to be some other new footage out there where they kill it. So it might be the only new species under the sea that we've discovered that's got killed by the submarine observing it. So here it goes, it unpacks itself, it unfolds like an unfolding table, and it looks like it's almost something out of the Matrix movie, right? And blue lights.
Yeah, it's weird.
Kind of weird. Is it a living thing, or is it a man-made thing? See, because it's black, right? That's the key thing there. Yeah. So if we go back to this video here, it's actually called a cone jellyfish. Not a squid, but a jellyfish, believe it or not. So we got some pictures of some of these cone jellyfish, and here it is here, but all the ones we've seen so far have been clear with the LED effect happening. So I'll just play this clip here. I'll just mute it. I think it's got some music. So you can then watch it and compare it to what we just saw. You can see it's a strange looking jellyfish.
Yeah.
But it also has the LED patterns exactly happening in the same way. So for
that's okay. Well, there you go. So it's not unprecedented what we're seeing with this.
Although, well, I haven't seen it unfold like the other one did, so maybe that's a new trick. But if you see it on the right angle, though, you can see how it matches up, and you can see how it unpacks. So these things is how it moves. I'm not sure what the LED light pattern
it's called.
Yeah, it's amazing what's under the sea here.
Oh yeah. Well, we know more about the moon than we know about the oceans.
Yeah,
we don't know anything.
So this is amazing how it can do that with the colors. I'm not sure how it does that, but it must put a circuit, current through some chemicals in its fins that causes it to light up like an LED, because that's where LED technology comes from, isn't it? It comes from organics, crystals that they then put a charge through, and it causes light to be emitted. But yeah,
very strange. But there you go.
Haven't seen it unfold like the other one is, but I think that one solves it though. Yeah. That one's debunked now as not being alien technology or anything.
Yeah.
So I thought you might enjoy that one.
That's strange. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Some alien life there.
Yeah. Let's close that one down now. So, yeah, we've got a few other bits to go through here. So I'll just get back out of that one. Yeah, it does look like my other proxy server to the VPN was overloaded. So the other footage is this one here, which I might come back to. Well, actually, I might just go over it. Apparently, UFO dropping orbs, right? You've heard about stories about UFOs dropping metal and all that sort of stuff. But UFO Man has put up one here.
I don't really get any cases like that, so it's not a real popular.
Yeah, let me see if I can open it up. Let me see if I can open it on a separate tab.
UFOs, they don't drop orbs; they usually drop cows, right?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, let me just pause this one too. I'll probably slow this one down so you can have a watch of it. Okay, so they reckon it's over the Baltic Sea. Originally he put this video up saying it was over California, I think it was, Baja Sea or something like that. So he's gone and re-uploaded it, but yeah, wow. I've seen this stuff before.
Well, that's a bad sign right there.
Yeah, UFO Man is a bad sign, but here it is. Here, apparently, it's meant to be a mothership dropping smaller UFOs. Well, I have got the answer to it. So, have you seen these ones before?
Is it the Golden Knights parachute team?
No, it's a good guess though.
No, this is all blocky though.
Very blocky,
but they put it through some kind of a filter, because I bet you it's the Golden Knights parachute team. Not
over the Baltic Sea though.
No, they wouldn't be over the Baltic Sea.
No,
but maybe somebody else is doing the same kind of thing.
No, I'll tell you what it exactly is.
They put it through a filter. It looks like
what it is it's obviously flares, right? You agree it's looking like flares. Illumination flares?
Yeah, it looks like flares. And that's what the Golden Knights wear them on their feet.
Yeah, and we know what's the signature for flares? That the maximum burn time is 20 minutes. So we know if the video goes on longer than 20 minutes and all these lights all stay the same, then you can rule out flares. But you can see...
Well, do we ever see this UFO go in an upward motion?
No, it's just like this. It's 3-minute video here. It doesn't go past 20 minutes. But what it is Ukraine dropping illumination flares, and they drop it from helicopter or whatever, a whole bunch of them, like probably 20 or 30 in one go. And they open up parachutes, and then they have like timers on it to ignite. But what happens is they ignite all at the same time, and that's why you end up with a block like this. And what they do is on the ground or ships, they use it for targeting practice. So what they do is The things that are dropping down here is when they shoot the chutes. So when they got the guns, artillery calibrated right, they should be able to shoot down all the illumination flares, and they'll come shooting downwards faster. So that's what you hear. They put holes in the chutes, so some will drop different speeds. You see.
Did the guy that got this footage, did he happen to take pictures with a smartphone where you'd have EXIF data?
Well, it's on another UFO channel. There's no information like that. It's not like a MUFON case where people submit all the information to you. So it says here, this one might have been on MUFON, originally by MUFON, special thanks. So what's the number? So there's no information there. So if it was on MUFON, but if it was on MUFON, would they have done it from Ukraine or wherever it is? The Baltic Sea, whereabouts is that? Mediterranean.
That is where it's at.
Yeah, Ukraine and all those other areas where they're fighting at the moment. Because UFO Proof put up something similar, nighttime footage where they're doing exactly the same thing. I've covered it before, and it was verified by the Ukraine military that they're dropping what they call targeting flares, where they use it to calibrate artillery shells and shoot it out the sky when they know they've got it on site. And of course you got those little guns on ships as well. They're the same sort of artillery guns that they have on little cruise ships for shooting down drones and missiles or whatever. Machine guns shoot down missiles. But you can see here it's nothing particularly interesting. But you can see here, these ones here are going out because they're being shot at, and they're going down because the parachutes got holes in. And you can see it's quite a few illumination flares there.
Yeah.
You can see it's over the sea as well, so it could be a gunboat that's shooting or some sort of artillery on land. But of course we ain't got that information. But yeah, just if you've seen those ones before, you just got to be careful. It's not always skydivers. It can be targeting flares. But yeah, you just got to look.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You can see they're not too high up there above the sea level either as well, which is typical for them doing military exercises. If you've ever seen them off the coast of California there, you'll see that they do a lot of coastal patrol, don't they, of the drug runners and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
You can see here, look, it looks to me like more of them are going out. Or more of being triggered on, even. But if you look at the distance between the ground and the sea level there, I think you'll see it slowly coming down.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely
getting closer. So the guy
closer.
just didn't bother to get the parachute in the frame purposefully, right?
Well, actually, it's probably quite a fair distance away because you know how bright the illumination is. You can't even see the smoke trail.
Sure.
So that's going to be a fair distance out to sea there, away from any, commercial boats or whatever. Well, we haven't even got a map or location. But to say that's a UFO, it's just ridiculous. And why are we seeing these go right down to the sea level and disappearing into the water? Why are they sort of blinking?
Well, I haven't seen it do anything anomalous yet.
No, it's sort of blinking, which is obvious, like a flame's burning,
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bright object. It's not, define Newton's laws or anything. So, under kind of an underwhelming bit of footage, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so, of course, this guy doesn't debunk it, like we do. So we can do away with that one now.
Well, when you debunk stuff, it's a way to certainly probably easier to get known without doing the debunks because you're always making somebody mad. But if you don't have your IFOs, then you're not going to have any UFOs. You got to debunk the fakes.
Yeah, and that's
it's a part of what you do.
This is what happens on this channel here.
Oh, here we're looking at this thing now, and well, I'm not going to go and give a spoiler, but you were telling me what it was.
There's a couple other ones after it, which I'm not too sure on, but we'll see what you think. Like I said, I'm just going by experience. You know, if you're doing this for 3 years now, you come across the same sort of patterns, and if you ain't got enough evidence, we still can match it to previous cases. So this is
sure
filmed apparently. Okay.
You remember that marijuana advertising balloon that got that people were
still
calling
going on about that. People still
somebody resubmitted some film of that same thing, and it's like, oh, you're kidding me, that thing is back again.
Yeah.
And you can see the brand name on the side of the balloon.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny.
Well, the thing is, apparently
It's
the guy released to the paper and all that was the first version when it was further away, when the helicopter was coming.
Yeah.
But he actually had a close-up footage where you could actually see the logo, but no one actually got to see that first footage because he wasn't promoting it. But you could zoom in and enhance it on various video editors and see the logo was definitely there. You know, I've debunked it. What was it called now? Something Valley.
Brass Knuckles. Brass Knuckles.
No, it was the location.
Vaping product.
What was it called?
Was it Van Nuys or Northridge? It's around that
No.
It was in the valley.
I don't know if it's called Valley. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Los Angeles County. Los Angeles, you got to remember, is sprawling.
Oh, here we go, Valley. I just put Valley in.
You know.
So I found the second video and then did a comparison here. Why is it brought up that one? All right. I'll just mute it. I'll pause it. So this is like my 3-minute debunk videos, and at the end here, I got the image. Let me just get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was from.
There you go.
That's from his second video.
I think I might have given you that image.
Don't think so. I got it from.
Pretty funny. Oh, okay.
I got it from the newspaper, I think. But yeah,
it's hilarious. That's one of my favorite cases because it makes me laugh, and I can't believe I got it twice.
Yeah. So what I did is I took the original image here, rotated it to be looking like the same, almost the same.
Yeah.
And darkened it, but you can see here how out of focus it is. But you can see it's got the black dot there, the logo. People still are saying that's a UFO, but that's just nonsense.
That's not a UFO.
The police even come forward and said it was advertising.
Yeah,
you know, but they say the police.
Lost it.
Yeah, they say the police are covering up, but I don't think so. I don't think
no,
not all cops are bad.
No, the dispensary that had the balloon, there was a cannabis fest out here. As you know, it's legal here now, so they're allowed to do that. And the balloon escaped the exhibit that they had for that product. Yeah, which is it's like a marijuana vapor pen, is what it is. So, they said, well, we lost our advertising balloon, and of course everybody thought it was a UFO. Ha ha ha! You know. So it's not a UFO. I'm sorry.
So these people are sharing junk to the third phase of the moon. So we'll just go over it and break it down for people. And
you really just want to give me a hard time. Okay. Now what's
so what does that look like straight away to you, doesn't it? It looks like a bunch of LED lights here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Constant gap, position.
It looks like balloons. Lit up, it's illuminated balloon.
Not in this case, no. But we'll just keep on going.
No?
But the LEDs, anyway, I'm just saying you can see they're clearly LED lights. They're not blinking like what you call it, Chinese lanterns, right?
You guys tell me what that is, because
There's
that planet. It's no longer spinning orbs. Now it's a whole bunch of lights. Right. So fill me in here, guys.
Because he's doing handheld here, he's not sort of got it on a tripod, so we're not sure if it's moving.
This and share this to our Facebook moments ago.
Right.
What are we looking at right now?
You can see they're zoomed it in from a fair distance there, so...
Yeah, well, there's a certain theatrical quality to the video, too, the conversation on there.
Yeah.
You recognize.
Hey guys, look at what I found in the face.
They were going
1, 2, 3,
people on
4, 5.
on the chat below, they were saying it looks like false teeth or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But I'm just trying to find the location there. Is it actually written down? New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 10 a.m. I don't think that's 10 a.m. That must be another video. So again, we haven't got any details here.
And I'm not seeing it doing anything anomalous. Again,
No.
it just kind of hanging there, and it's it could be balloons.
Yeah.
There could be a few different things, and if it was going at some great speed or appearing and disappearing and go, then maybe we would have.
Well,
something.
sometimes you can stick this in an editor and put it through color swap, and you can bring out details that you can't see in the darkness.
Yeah.
So I can quickly do that now. I haven't actually tried to do that. Just grab it. It's not the best way in doing it because it's not the original footage, of course.
Yeah.
But we do what we have to do. So now we grab it with the screen grab. And then open it up. And there we got it. And sometimes you can put that there and change the blacks. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see anything because it's quite a far distance away that they zoomed up to. So that's the only thing going against it, to be able to pick up some details. But you wouldn't say that was a UFO, would you?
I would feel real fishy with that case.
Yes.
It reminds me of other ones that I've, it's probably a hoax.
Yeah, so we can put it through color flip, which is changing colors. And we're probably not going to be able to see anything by the looks of it. So you can see it's pixelated there. You can see how pixelated it is zooming in there. But it looks to me, maybe I've cut it in too close here. It looks like there could be an edge coming down here. So maybe we can get a further away shot and try that again. But you can see here what we thought were blacks all around. You can see have got different shades of darkness as it's getting further away from the light source. So if you go back to where it's further away, perhaps there. It still might not be enough. Let me just try that again. Try that one, see if anything pops up. But when I show you the product I found for it, you'll see how dark you'll see how dark the kite is compared to the night sky, and you definitely wouldn't see it. But I've actually got the actual match for it. So we'll just run that one through. So what's the most common ones you get on MUFON? I think you probably see in cases submissions that turn out to be IFOs. So what's the most common ones?
No, drones. A lot of drones.
Really?
A lot of mylar balloons and party balloons.
Yeah, that's the one I really hate. I reckon they should be banned.
Everybody's got a video of a mylar balloon spinning in the wind, reflecting sunlight back, and that's probably my most common IFO, and we get a lot of them. And we sometimes have people that just get like a light in the sky video. And they think, I had a guy with a light in the sky video recently that wanted to charge money for MUFON for his
Really?
It's like, no, we don't do that, And then he finally showed me the video. It was like, well, that is a light in the sky thing, and it could be a spy satellite, could be, And I can't really learn anything from this video, but I will tell you that I get a lot of those, in. So, and people don't sometimes. It's not always people hoaxing. People oftentimes see something that they just don't understand.
Yes.
So I try not to belittle. I don't belittle people, obviously.
Right.
Just try to be informative, and I'm actually. If the person really thought that was a UFO, I'm kind of apologetic about it. I just kind of say, I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin your day, but this is what you saw,
Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to see it, but that does kind of look like there's a square bit happening at the top here, and a square side going down, and then it sort of goes on angle bits. But I'll just show you what I found anyway.
Yeah, I can see that. It's interesting.
I think it's just too far away to... because you can see these, obviously it's lighting up something that it's attached to there. But, that's quite simple.
That
really.
wouldn't just be the glow from it, huh? Well, it's hanging up there with no apparent means of support, so it's probably a kite.
Okay, so this is what it is. It's actually a kite, and you can see here how dark it is. It's got... it's got, of course, it's upside down. So we're looking at the flat bit here on the side here on the other video. So it's rotated around, right? So there's the flat bit that we're seeing.
Nice work.
Yeah, and we can see there's a flat bit there. But if you can actually, I'll just bring it up on Google here. All I do is put in lead kite red. I think it come up with it within the first page. What have I done wrong here? Light kite, lead kite. So it used to come up with birds.
Of course.
Here we go. So here you go. They
there we go. Yeah.
Use a lot of these ones, and
look at the second one. It's sort of like Phoenix Lights looking.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was intentional. Somebody intentionally did that.
Yeah. So you can see this one's got it on leading edges, but you can see how dark this is. So you ain't going to see it in the night sky, apart from the LEDs, right? But the one that I found was further down here. So that's getting closer to it. You can have all different arrangement of lights. There's a black light, there's a triangle. It should be here. Here it is. Here's the one. Can't see the shape of it, but it's definitely saying it's on a lead kite site there.
Yep. Well, hey, there you go.
And
one of my best friends works at a diode company, by the way.
I don't think you can actually see the black kite, but it's there. See that? So it's like a flying wing.
I can see it. Yep. That's
actually got two parts to it. But there is exactly the right one, isn't it? And all you have to do is save that and overlay it on the original footage. And if you flew that a mile away and someone's seen it in the sky, and they think they might be seeing a UFO, right? Clearly it's someone having a bit of fun.
Probably.
Why is this not...
it's popular right now to see UFOs, and so we're probably going to have an uptick in hoaxes, It's just how it goes.
It's not letting me...
Comes with the territory.
Save it for some reason. They've put some Java code there or something, have they? I think I saved this one.
Well, Paul, I'm going to be heading out in a couple minutes here, because I want to wrap it up. I was telling...
right. Oh, let me
telling
just
you earlier.
finish
I'm
this
not
off.
gonna
Oh,
go on too long tonight.
Yeah, just give us another 10 minutes. Could you do that?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if anyone down the side there wants to ask you anything. We have got 5 watching, but no one's talking down the side, and no one's joined the Discord. I know there's been a few members join recently, but as you can see, there's only John down the side there. But they've got to jumped into the voice room there and started talking to us. So we got that set up. So if we open up this one here and undo it again, and if we import, this is what you do to really prove things, is import the actual match you find.
Yeah.
Which John really likes me when I do this
sort of
stuff.
Yeah, it's an exact match.
Unfortunately, my computer's plugging a wee bit. So I'll just close that down. So you can then try and play around with the sizing of it.
Yeah.
Obviously it's round the wrong way. And so we need to rotate it. And we can do that with layer, what is it? Image, rotate. Is that right? Oh, right, yep. No, that's what it's not that one. We want to do it for the layer. Yeah, but undo that. What the hell's going on here? Okay, let's see. Where is it? Move up, top. Oh, they've changed the stuff. Rotate. Here we go. Rotate. Rotate that one. Is that rotated? There you go. And you can also then play around with the transparency of it. And you can also rotate it a bit to match the image.
So the one on the bottom has a few more lights than the one that we're seeing, but no, it could be a variation on it, or maybe the lights went out.
No, I think it's the same number. I'll just overlay it and show you.
Okay.
Additive. No, I'm just going to pick the right one. Lighten. Darken. Let's see. Screen maybe. No. Just got to get the right one. Color dodge maybe. Nope. Multiply. Well, we'll just tone it down. Well, that'll do. Sort of makes it transparent then. So for it's going the wrong direction for some reason. We want it on top. Try darken. Does that work? Well, that one's exactly the same. Maybe I should have done it the other way around. That picture, then the other one over the top. Sometimes that works better.
Yeah.
It's a matter of just playing around with the editor. Let's see, we try overlay. Does that give us better? Why has it disappeared though?
You can, it's there. It's just very faint, except for the lights.
I don't normally have this much trouble doing it.
Yeah.
Try normal. Yeah, it's going over the wrong direction, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to like shift this one that direction a little bit. We're looking at this where it's at a slant. Probably what is going on is that he's got a good wind. Somebody's holding a kite string on the other side of that, and that's why it looks like this to us. It's a little bit of a slant.
Oh, here we go. Go for difference. So there's that overlay. Here we go. So I probably haven't got the right dimensions, but to me it looks like
it looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same.
It's 100% fit, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
That's close. Very, very close.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of getting the right size. You know, I think the same LEDs here. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I just don't think we're seeing one of the LEDs in between there. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's one in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's identical. It's just that one of the LEDs has gone out there, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty conclusive, you know.
Yeah, no, that's very conclusive. That is exactly what it is. So, well, there you go.
Okay, so that's
was
generally
having a little fun with people, obviously.
Night kite. Often you get the ones with the long tails at the moment, so which also have LEDs on. I'm not sure if there's any on here. These ones here with the LEDs, but they have it all LED lit, so it looks pretty cool. But there's something else you got to watch out for, isn't it? There you go. There's one with LEDs.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Moving on.
It's a good.
Yeah.
There's always the Google, you know.
Yeah. So moving on to the next videos here. After this one, so that one's done with. That one's definitely a night kite. And this one here, I wasn't too sure on. It's very similar to the one dropping orbs before, but we'll just play it.
Multiple shots of something that just happened over South Africa along the coast. And what are we looking at?
South Africa, apparently. I thought maybe it was airplane lights, but it seems to be stationary there. Or, mind you, if it was
it's way out of focus.
Yeah. I think it's flares because it's not flickering.
It's going down.
Is it? I don't know. They keep zooming in and out all the time. You know, it's terrible filming.
Yeah. Just coming in right here at Third Phase Moon. Give us a big thumbs up for the breaking news. Brett, what's your thoughts here? Yeah, what is this?
Is that a tree?
Cool. South Africa, we haven't had a submission from
what
them,
the hell are they doing?
for a couple months. So it seems like there are strange anomalies on that side of the planet too.
So that looks like it's moving there.
Like a light ship.
But it could be the clouds moving because we've got no reference points, right?
It's translucent.
Yeah.
Which means to me they're trying to hoax it.
Maneuver, you see some kind of possible prop propeller blade.
You know what I think it is?
What's amazing is the phenomenon.
I think it's a line, like a fishing line going down here, right? It's like a line, and I think these are helium lead balloons tied together. And I think there's a line down here, and someone was pulling it along, and you could see it was moving there slightly. That's my gut feeling. This one is. There's 4 helium lead balloons. You can get the white ones, like these ones here.
Yeah, they're LED balloons. Yeah.
LED, white, lead, and they're used for weddings mostly. Balloons. Well, they've got helium in them. These ones, and you just light them up at wedding parties. Just tie 4 of them together on a string. On a bit of fishing line. You won't see the fishing line on the footage. A bit like those ones tied together. And this... the
video seemed like it was way out of focus, too.
Way out of focus, yeah.
Just we're behind that cloud. So we'll see if it comes out on the other side or if it's just gone.
I think this might even be another video now.
There it is.
They moved on to another one, I think.
Yes, it is.
What are we looking at here? I think there's a white light somewhere here. So this is a different video now.
No.
Oh, here we go. White light's disappearing there. So I'll just zoom into it there for you. It's there near the cursor. There you go.
That's crazy.
So what does that look like to you? I got my ideas what it is.
Video right there. Jeez.
It's passing behind the cloud layer.
Look at that.
Okay, so it's gone behind a thick cloud layer there. It's not showing up at all.
Yeah. I mean, when I was out at one of Robert Beam's things, his Balloon Fest,
Yeah.
they got one of those, and it was a weather balloon.
I think that's just a reflection.
I could see
Hey, there you
on
go.
the bottom of it.
That's what I thought was a weather
bouncing off that
balloon that's
object.
gradually going up there, and you can see where the sun is. The sun's here, right?
It looked exactly the same as what I saw, and I saw it through a telescope. They're calling it an orb, and I was getting mad. I said, you know, I know the family that the Air Force, you know, the Marcel family, you know, where they forced them to call a spaceship a weather balloon. You know, it's like, if you have the gall to use a weather balloon to hoax me, you know, and you can see the little nipple on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
With a telescope, you could.
Yeah.
So if that's an orb, it's an inflatable orb. So I see where it got blown up from. You know?
You can see there's there's various types of weather balloons. You've got these ones that are these big, huge ball-shaped ones, which is like in the picture there. And you got these ones here, the tear-shaped ones, weather balloon. They're more
a weather balloon.
High altitude ones. They go up to 35 kilometers, I think it is, or 39 kilometers. So they're quite big. But I was just trying to find one. Where someone's zooming on. There we go, weather balloon. There you go. This looks like a weather balloon. Single white dots, just like in the video. And because the sun shines on it, that illuminates it. So you got.
Sometimes it is a weather balloon. Hate to tell people that, but sometimes it is a weather balloon.
And of course, we debunk that because we do it all the time, right? And we haven't taken any of the other information into account. But that's
the first thing I thought of, and I've seen them before. So
yeah, so have I. So
that's what I would have. Yeah, that's what I would have written it up.
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot or anything like that.
No, that's okay. I have to do that all the time.
Yeah,
I have to think fast sometimes.
Yeah, because I get
I
get criticized.
You're gonna let me go watch. Let me go and watch the Emmy Awards now, right? I
thought it was going to be Walking Dead tonight as your favorite.
Yeah, I know. Well, my wife she already, if it's still on, she's watching it. So that's what I'm heading out to do next.
Apparently, you could have watched Walking Dead 2 days ago if you were into those free live streams that are going around. I'm not sure how they get it so early before it comes out on TV though. Maybe it is in another country or something. But yeah.
That's bizarre.
But yes, red balloon on that one. So you can go if you really want to. I think that was it.
Yeah.
You
remember I said I can go on for a little bit, but I can't do marathon.
Oh, well, you've done an hour and a half, so that's great, haven't you? And it's a shame.
It's a good chunk. So, all right, Paul. Well, thank you for having me on. That was a delightful show. It was fun debunking that one.
Yeah.
You're spot on about that. It was good.
Well, I get criticised that I'm no good at it. So.
You're good at it. I hate being a buzzkill. But it's part of you got to debunk the fakes.
Well,
it's part of it.
We discovered
Dr. Hynek.
Well, we went through a whole lot of MUFON ones, and it was just basically the same: lens flare, balloons, bugs is the most another common one you get on photographs.
Yeah. Well, I don't run every state in MUFON.
No,
we're usually pretty good here. We usually call them what they are.
Yeah.
95% of the time, it's an IFO or a hoax or something misidentified or insufficient information to close.
It's like this one here was the last one I debunked last Sunday, and he's saying it's a UFO going through a portal, right? And he's claiming this here is the portal, but it's actually just you can see how low res it is. And it's just part of the cloud. If you look at the actual video, it looks like the cloud is faded away.
Yeah.
It's actually just video compression.
Yeah, it's a bit of pareidolia.
No, it's something to do with the video compression, where it's just turned black, because it's actually faded, twilight or something like that. Yeah. But you can see that it's a bug that flies down on long exposure, and it creates this long trail, and it disappears.
Of course. Yeah.
It disappears once it gets out of frame. But this guy sent it to MUFON.
Oh well.
So I'm not sure where it was now. Barat. That's the Middle East, isn't it?
Sounds like it.
Malaysia or somewhere like that. Barat, Java, Barat.
Let me see.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's in Malaysia.
It's
near
like
West
that.
Java, it says.
So normally last Sunday I just took on the photographs here and just worked through the images one by one.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the cases that got photographs or videos. And I just go through them and work it on the screen with people, saying, well, this is what I think it is. Just basically what we just did a few 20 minutes ago on the screen.
Well, it's like I told you. You should join MUFON, dude. We could use you.
Yeah. Well, they can just watch my show and they can say,
oh,
he's already debunked
Paul
it.
About that.
Yeah, so what's this
anyway,
one here?
my friend.
Yeah. I'm
going to head on out here.
Right. I can't see anything in that one. Looks like something way off in the distance here. So we'd have to zoom in right on that one. So I might just do that after you leave.
I had somebody send me a movie clip with Goldie Hawn in it as evidence the other day. And in fact, they put it in twice. It's like, really? What that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get weirdo sometimes. But oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to head on out and watch the rest of this with my wife. So I'll talk to you soon, Paul.
Okay, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Have a good night. See you.
Right.
Good night.
You too. Have a great one.
Okay, we'll just close that down. Well, that was good that he joined us for a short time anyway. I'll just get a drink before we carry on. So where's the aliens? Yeah, it's a good question there. I don't know if you're still with us. But that was Earl from MUFON, a senior investigator. He's also working with the ERT group, which is on the alien abductions. So you just missed all that, so you'd have to go back and listen to what he was saying. Obviously, he's got lots of cases that he can't talk about. You know how it is with the privacy thing. Some will give him permissions to talk about it without their names. But I think he's going to appear on a show. He was meant to be doing a show where they had him camera crew followed him around and document him how he was doing an abduction case, and was going to make it into a show. But they thought it was too non-sensational that they didn't want to pursue it anymore. And he told him at the beginning that it's quite mundane stuff, looking into cases and research, and it's a long process, and you're not going to see anything like aliens on video entering the bedroom or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff they want, though. Doesn't everybody want that? So yeah, we could probably have a look at this one here. I think we're done with all that now. So just save this image and see what they're looking at. I haven't got actually too much, so if anyone wants to come on, voice and talk, join our Discord channel. The link's at the top there in the side chats. So we'll just open this one up, see if we can zoom into this. So what does that look like? Looks like it's got swoopy bits like wings. A bird gliding along. Could be an airplane. Although I can't see any lights on it. I reckon it's just going to be a black raven or something like that. So whereabouts was it? Paulo. I'm not sure where that is. Wish I had a country. Has it got a country here? Sometimes they give you a time zone. That makes it a wee bit easier. Brazil. There you go, down the bottom. I wonder why they don't put Brazil on the title, though. That's kind of strange. So it's just got one picture there, and it's in Spanish, is it? Took it with a smartphone. I'm not sure if we can translate it. I used to have Google Translator here. Why can't I see it in the listing? Oh, there it is. So what does it say? I went to test a smartphone camera, took a picture of my work window, and happened to see a picture of unidentified object. So is it then something on the lens on the window or the lens of the camera? That's another possibility. Okay. Could be a little speck on the window. A little speck of dust. It's out of focus. Oops. I might have to roll back this paint.net. Seems to be getting slower and slower. Oh, there you go. So that looks more like what we're meant to be getting. That looks like a bird flying away, maybe, or towards this way. I don't think it's a balloon, and I don't think it's a piece of rubbish bag in this wind because of the colour. Can't quite get to where I want to get with that. It looks too washed out. It really does. So when it's washed out there, we've got motion blur, so should be something coming down and up. And we've got motion blur with rolling shutter happening. Probably something like that. Something that's come down and round there. It kind of has that triangle shape going to it here. I reckon it's a bird that's sort of come round and up, and it's sort of created like a motion blur U-shape image in this instance. It's actually the triangle shape of a bird there. Something like that. There's the wings, there's the body. I think that's probably the best you're going to get with that image. And that's why it looks like it's like transparent. It's because of the motion blur that's happening. Because it takes a certain amount of time for the camera to process the pixels, and it normally, because it's on portrait here, it would be top to bottom, which would explain why we got motion blur starting at the top here and going down. So it's come round like that as it's sort of scanning it. So that one's probably the best we can do with that one. It could be even a smudge, a little smudge on the window. It happens to have the shape of a bird. Okay, so let's get out of that one. Have a look at something else. What looks like a good one to look at. What's that one near? California. Nothing obvious sticking out. Looks a pretty sad tree there with no leaves on it. Because they had a lot of fires there, didn't they? Observed object in sky. Okay. See if I can get the reader to read it out. Font's a wee bit small for
Was
me.
taking a picture of a tree when an object appeared, or I suddenly noticed the object. Went toward the object, heading to my Jeep to get my camera with telephoto lens, and when I turned around the object was gone.
Okay, so again, that sounds like it could be a bird in the sky that he's seeing, but I don't see anything there, so let's save it and scan around and see what we can find. Shame you didn't have the telephoto lens and on video mode as well. I would have caught a few more frames of it. Whatever we're looking at, I think that's it there. It looks like a bird above a tree here. Oh, there you go. Actually, it looks like a bug. This one's actually probably somewhere near the tree line here. Okay, let's save that one, zoom in. Looks like a fly, for the shape of it. So it's only a few pixels. So it looks like it's like a fly that's flying just past that tree, this side of it. Could be a bee, even hovering. It's another possibility. I can't see where it is to cut it. Whereabouts is it on that? Oh, there it is. Just above the tree, a couple of pixels almost. Yeah, it's not very good. Okay, so we're talking about that much of the photograph. And we'll just copy it. Paste, 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 paste. To a new image. Okay, a green fly maybe. Bee. I know those big flies can sort of fly around a circle or hover, can't they? So it looks like a green fly. Let's see if we can get some images off one. Or the blowfly, as sometimes they're called, but they're all black. Green fly. Not those ones. That's the one. So we want one of that one. How dangerous is a green shiny fly? So here's another image of it, but we're on the leaf there. The one in flight. Something like that one. So let's go back to the image. It looks very similar. I'll just zoom in more. And you can see here some blurry bits, which would be the wings flapping. Looking more like a fly now, isn't it? Let's see if we can sharpen it. Okay, you can see little bits coming down from its mouth. Some type of bug anyway. You can see antenna. Looks like it might be antenna there rather than a wing. Okay, let's do a side by side. Let's see it. Don't know if that will bring out any extra details. Not really. No. Oop. What's happened? Okay, so we need to import. Did I save it? We need a side profile of a green fly. That one's close. Some various different flies there. Suppose we could take that one, rotate it. What happened there? Oh, I expanded it, didn't it? So we need to rotate it. I'm not too sure it is going to be a fly. Could be a bee or a wasp, but it's a bug of some kind. See, that whiteness here will be reflection off the wing, part of it here. But it could be a fly, that could be its leg going up here. What we can do is delete the white stuff around the outside maybe. Okay, just love that, that's really cool. There we go. Maybe move it around. Oh, yeah, I forgot to select all. So now we've got a fly. Sort of fitting, but it's not quite the right angle. I need to rotate it a bit. Problem is, I've lost my handles here. Where's the handles gone? Looks pretty good. A slight angle in the Z direction this way. And that could be like its leg going up here. It's amazing how many pixels cameras have got now that they can grab this kind of detail off a camera. But I think that's probably the best we can do there. So that one's busted. A bug of some kind. Most likely a green fly. Or maybe a wasp, but I don't think so, because it's it looks almost green in colour on the actual video film. Not film, photograph. So from that up above the tree to all that information. So that's what you can do with the editor. On to the next one. So when was that submitted? Not too long ago. A couple of days ago. What else we got? Doesn't look interesting. Did we do that one? Oh yeah, that's the first one. On to the next. Okay, what do we got here? Looks like a light in the sky there, I think. And we've got clouds. Doesn't look like there's anything interesting going to be on that one. A light in the sky, it's not going to be too interesting. What's that one there, plane? What's this one here? And this one here. That looks interesting. Have a look at this one first. Right. He's drawn some picture. What's this here? Looks like it's going to be lead balloons again, isn't it? 4 of them joined together there. He's got 1, 2. He's got 8 drawn there, so that doesn't make sense. Why have we only got one picture? Okay, let's see what he's saying.
my wife is afraid to report as she was on the back deck, smoking a cigarette. She heard a loud noise like a generator, that got louder and louder. When she got up to see what it was, she noticed a craft that looked like a cross with 4 white lights horizontal and 4 white lights vertical. She yelled for my son to come look. He saw the same. They both saw red, yellow, and blue glows from the object. It moved east and hovered about 400 feet in the sky. They sent me pics and a short video. The sound is not captured in the video, as it was too far away at that point. My wife said it was bigger than a helicopter. The sketch was drawn by me, and my wife said that's what she saw.
Okay, so I didn't see a video listed there though. There's no video, just photographs. So I wonder if it's come from the database. Okay, so what's the number? Let's look it up on the MUFON database, see if we can see the video. MUFON database, where is it? There we go. And case number. Submit. That's the same one. Cross shape, yep. And we got a 3G. So that didn't come up on UFO Stalker. UFO Stalker is meant to be their like a proper graphic interface for the database, so that's easier to look through. But obviously it doesn't scrape all the data properly. Kind of looks funny. Size. Oh, hang on. Looks like it's not uploaded properly. We should be able to download it here. It's looking up. Let's see if we can save it. Save link as. Looks like it didn't upload properly. We'll try it anyway. Seemed to come down too quick. I think it's probably an empty file. It's probably why it didn't scrape on the UFO Stalker side of things. Well, it looks like it reckons there's a movie. Let's see if it plays. Oh, hang on. We'll see. Alright, it is working. How about that? Okay, what are we looking at? Looks like a blob and very terrible filming. Looks like the window's too big. Big spotlight going there. What's that? Moon, is it? So hard to see any crosses there. I think that might be a could be a lamppost, couldn't it? I think that's a tree line there. And that's a cloud layer up here. And we get lens flare going there. But that's the best footage we got on the phone. Terrible. Out of focus, in focus. Doesn't look like all those lights that he's saying. Let's take a snapshot of that. And see what we can see with the zoom. Where's it gone? That one. Just a blob. Okay, I have to put it through the proper editor. So I suppose the other one was taken with the photograph, and as you know, when you take a photograph it's got the metadata in it, and which I haven't checked, but we'll just do that later. And it's also got extra pixels, because you've got to remember when you video it, it's probably going to be 720p or less sometimes, 1080p if you're lucky. But when you take a photograph, you're talking about 12 megapixels, which is like 4,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels, so you're getting 3 times the quality of information. So always take a picture if you can, as well as the video, because the picture, or a whole collection of pictures, because they're going to have a lot more details and you can string it together like a movie, but they're high quality. You call that shutter mode, close to video mode. You can see how bad it is on the camera, but it does look like it's got some sort of cross shape happening. So the picture is way better. But I think it's one of these lead kites again. Where we get it overexposed, but you can't quite see the cross. And of course, the human eyes automatically adjust the exposure to our brains, and we can see it better than the cameras can, especially smartphones. Unless you have a optic zoom on it, we ain't going to get much details from it. But you can see here it's forming like a triangle shape. So the photograph is the way to go, not the video. And where was the photograph? Did we save it? Got too many images now. Probably should delete some of these probably. Let's go and save the image. You can see it's taken the other direction to what the video was. Oh no, it isn't. Still portrait, unfortunately. But you can see we've got better quality because it's taken with a camera. But has he zoomed in on it himself? You should never do that. You should always have the original. But you can see it's got that triangle pattern that we had in the video as well. Okay, let's see. doing? There we go. Doesn't look like a UFO, does it? Or 4 UFOs. So what do you think out there it is, guys? You want to join in? Don't be scared. In fact, I'll just try that again. Am I seeing like it's like a kite shape here? Sort of curves around. Then a light at the bottom here, then it curves around here. So what I'm seeing is, let's see, white. Looks like it's curving around. Oh, too thick. 4 will probably do. Yeah, it's a right mess now, isn't it? I might be able to salvage it. There we go. Looks like a curvy bit going around. It stops there. It looks like a bit coming inside there. And a bit coming down there. Like that. And then it looks like it's going out around here again. And then curving around up the top again. See if it needs to be curved. Kind of looks like a spade. So the question is, have we got any kites that might be shaped like that? And of course we probably have. Looks like LED lights. Okay, lead kites again. Spade shape. Spelled it wrong, but it's corrected the spelling. Hey, we've got some shoes. Oh, why is that? So you got ones that even look like birds. Look how good that is. There's similar to what we're looking for. Probably have to get rid of the word spade, probably. Yeah, got one that looks like a fish. Oh, there's the tail I was talking about before. There's the flat end. There's one that looks like a stingray or butterfly. Where's the one I'm looking for though? Close. What's that trying to be, a fish or something? So we're looking for something that shape with LEDs on it. But I think you can see what I mean. All these things can fool people in the sky now. They only cost like $20 to buy. Some can be quite big as well. I'm not sure if there's any pictures of humans of them, but they're like 2 or 3 humans big, some of them. The Chinese like their big kites. Still haven't found the one I was looking for. Might have to find one that hasn't got the leads on it. Oh, look at this one. Got a couple of leads on that one. There's a stingray one. Fish side view. And there's another fish one. I'll just type in kite. Eventually we'll stumble across the one that looks like it. Here's one that looks like a bat wing. One that looks like, I don't know what they're meant to be. Dolphins, maybe? Look at this one, that looks like a star. Whatever shape you can think about. So that one's pretty close, isn't it? Diamond, a spade shape. Got an LED there, one there, one at the front. That's close. Keep going. Oh, here we go. But it hasn't got that curved edges. You need something that's got a curved edge on it. Here we go. It's getting closer. Stingray. Butterfly, whatever it is. It is a butterfly one. Dragon. Here we go. This is getting more curvy. So could it be that one? It could well be. I just can't quite see. Is that a pterodactyl one? Oh yeah, this too. Wow, that's pretty cool. Whatever you can think of in your mind, that's basically people make it. But yeah, this is really close to what we're looking for here. Be something like that, I'd say. Yeah, just save it, overlay it. We'll have a look at the other picture. The next case, I think this one's not too exciting. So we're sort of looking something similar to that, but more curvy. But I think you get the idea. probably the other one I was looking at was probably better. Yeah, it's not the quite match, is it? You can see straight away. Oh, I forgot to select all. It's got a wee bit left on it. So, probably scale it up right, rotate it. It's pretty close though. They just need, the wings would have to need to come down here a wee bit. But I think people will get the idea. So we'll finish up with that one. And of course you can get the light packs. You can make any arrangement of lights you want to. I think we saw it there before. LED lights for kites. We've got some kites flying around here in videos. Probably sell pages. So that one's nice and curved. So here's a pack here, mini Blitz LED kite lights. So you can then stick it on with double-sided tape or hot glue onto the wings. And that one just uses a single AA battery by the looks of it. And that would drive it all night long, probably a couple of days actually. How much is that? 12 lights. 20 bucks. And what you can imagine, you can buy from China. And I've got a little video here, advertising. I'm going to play something here. Oh yeah, kites. Buy your LED lights today. There you go. Oh, that's almost close to what I was looking for the image. It's got that curviness to it. Obviously you can buy different colours, right? Some of them have like a little tuner on it where you can actually select what colour range you want, or alternate it like Christmas tree, of course. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Enough of that. Let's see what else we can find. I see there was an all right triangle kite there before as well. Probably wrap up soon. We're done coming up to 2.5 hours actually. So where is this other one? That one. That looks like that special SpaceX on NASA. What's it called? NASA X-plane, is it? Dragon spaceship, that's what it was. So why they submitted that to MUFON? So that's the garbage that MUFON has to put up with. Stupid. You would notice the V-shaped object close to it. This sounds like they've been watching too much Security. Or third phase of the moon. I'm not going to bother with that. Got to remember, when they film that stuff in space, it's not outside cameras. A lot of it's actually handheld by the astronauts, filming through International Space Station window and stuff like that, so you get reflections as well. Or the space shuttle window. In the earlier days. Here's the other one we're looking for. Disappeared now. I think it was on here somewhere. This one. This one looked quite interesting. It's got the classics UFO shape to it. So what are they saying? Glowing oval.
Glowing oval / disc flew over me while out for a run. Moved very slow with no sound. Flying lower than all planes in the area. I got photos. I looked at my phone and looked back at it and instantly moved much further away and then was gone.
So he's only got photos, so it's kind of suspicious straight away. You'd get a video going, wouldn't you? And it looks very small. We got no reference points. Let's have a look at this one. Why is it on a strange angle here? Has the image been rotated maybe? Save it. Looks like it could be a high mast street light. This one. We got no reference points. No daytime snapshots of the location. Is that the one? Looks like it. There's something down here at the bottom. You can see the graininess. What are we looking at? Looks like something coming down here though, doesn't it? Is it a high mast light? Oh yeah, let's type it in through the proper editor. Let's adjust for the brightness and things. Color swap. So, what are we looking at here? Could be a cloud. Different shades of black. I thought there was something coming up here. I'm not seeing it unless I zoom in probably. Oh, strange patterns for a sky. Can't see like buildings or anything to go by here. I might have to lighten it. Looks like it could be a cloud behind. Again, is it one of these lead balloons, you know? Without a video, we can't really tell. And we don't know what the wind direction was. People never check it, show it on film. They don't throw up a leaf. Say, well, that's the way this is the way I'm looking, this is the way the wind's going. I think there was a star there, popped through the cloud. Could that be another star down here? Anyway, it's a terrible photograph. Not much to go on. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's attached to anything there. So I'll just cancel that. Paste, paste, paste. New image. Similar to what he zoomed in. So, who wants to come on and talk about the UFO experiences? You notice how it's got this haziness. Doesn't look like a solid shape. I need to zoom in a wee bit more still. Looks almost like it's passing through a cloud layer. And it's lighting up the cloud as it's passing through. It's quite bright though, isn't it? Could it be a LED? Possible. Could it be a UFO? Also possible. Just not enough information to go on. My problem is it hasn't got very sharp edging on it to be a UFO, right? If it had a sharper edging on it, it kind of fits more of a balloon where it's sort of crinkled in around the edges, right? And I think it's passing through some mist. It could be mist, actually. It could be a mist. Doesn't look like it's going to be a UFO saucer. That's what I'm saying. It looks like it's too crinkly on the sides. See that there? Which is what you get with mylar, and it's probably a mylar one. Could be a latex as well. With probably one or two LEDs that makes it really bright in the sky. We've got no reference point, so we can't really say how high it is. So again, I think we're looking at these damn balloons. I reckon they should be banned. I've only got one image to go by. So he could have pranked it even, you know, we got no idea. You could have it on a fishing wire, you see. Just raise it up. Helium lead balloon. So again, lead white balloon. It's probably going to be one of these bright wedding ones that you get. Released from a wedding party. See, it has that sort of shape to it. Well, that one looks more squashed. Well, let's see. We'll just keep having a look through here. It's got the right brightness, you see. They're quite bright. Thing is, we should see a nice smooth outline though. Unless it's got a pop one attached to it. Let's have a look. Because it goes off. So let's draw a circle around it, just to give us a reference point. Blue, red, yellow. Yeah. Where's the hand of this? So we're probably looking at something like that. So it could be an LED balloon, and this outline could be part of the cloud it's going through. That would make sense, and that's why we're not seeing defined edge on it. I suppose it possible could be a UFO, you know, classic UFO as well. But we just got no see how big it is. Anyway, looks like no one's watching. One's watching. 2.5 hours. I think we probably might just wrap it up there today, actually. But that looks more like an oval one. These ones don't fit the smooth oval shape here that we're getting. So just keep looking a wee bit more. Maybe it's not a white one. Just say lead balloon. See what else we can get. All sorts of shapes and designs. But did we get one that's oval? Or it could be one of those round ones on the side that's rotated around on its side, because we've only got one picture to go through. So we might be looking at something like this here. If we can find one. Might just have to type in balloon and then worry about the LED in it. Because you can buy the LEDs like you can for the kites and put it inside the balloon yourself. Look at those ones. Helium balloon. So one of these ones I was thinking of, but obviously a clear one, that's sort of flat on the sides. But it's still not the oval shape. But if you've rotated it around three-dimensionally in your head, we're looking at it the side view of it. I wonder if I can get side view of one. Side view. Happy birthday. So you have to rotate it around here and upwards to see what I mean. That's the only thing it could be. There's a wedding one that you can put an LED in. That one's sort of rotated, but it needs to come more this direction, I think. I've got that guy next door with his noisy car. Those ones rotated? Where are they? Those ones up the top here. Don't want to open it. You can see, now we're seeing more of the edge of it. And that's what I'm trying to get. Pair of lips there. There we go. So this is getting closer, but these are heart shapes. But I'm talking about on the side there. If we cut that one out, be a close match to what we're looking for. Before it's mixed in with other balloons there. Half the battle is getting the right image to do a comparison with. Yeah, just thought there might be something better. It's bound to be something better. It's just so many pictures of balloons. See, these ones are slightly rotated again. Not good enough though. Anyway, we'll just try that one. I'll just get rid of the overlay. There we go. Import image. So it's going to be something on the angle like that. You're with me now. Unfortunately, we need to get rid of some of the garbage on the outside of it. I may have chipped off a wee bit too much there. So there we go. It's not perfect, but it's very close. Needs to be rotated a bit more, I think, to get that right shape. Fits better the other direction, probably. Let's see. So you get a white one of those, put some LEDs in it for a wedding party. That probably says happy wedding or happy birthday on the other side in gold letters or whatever. And of course it's going through cloud here, so we've got a rough edge on it. And of course this is a Mylar one, printed Mylar one. But obviously you saw there was some clear plastic ones that you can put white LEDs in. Or even white coloured ones. I think that's pretty close. Maybe there was something at the bottom here. After all, there we go. I think there was another one behind. Yeah, so I don't know. Again, I suspect it's a LED one there rather than a alien craft. So yeah, I'll leave it there. It's been a pretty good afternoon Sunday. It's just a shame that more people didn't come on Discord. I think I still got it running in the background here. Maybe we'll get some more people join. I'm in the room here, so I can disconnect. I've got the robot in there. He'll talk to us. I was meant to. Don't know why I didn't hear him. Seems to be running too slow. I normally type voice. Hello.
I hope this won't take long.
There you go. So if we get some people on Discord, so the link's at the very top there, join the group and you can jump in and talk to Earl when we have him on and ask him questions, and you can tell us about your own UFO experiences. So I'll just close that down there and I'll get rid of this. And I'll say good night to you guys. We did a good 2 hours and 40 minutes here. So, looks like we have more people when we do UK time zones come on than we do Americans. Because I do this time for the Americans to come on. So, please like and share. Oh, looks like I didn't. That's why it's going slow. I didn't pause that little sucker. That's why it was going a bit slow before. So I'll just queue up this little guy here. Say good night. Please like and share. And have a good evening, guys. It must be what? 8 p.m. over there in California. 11 o'clock at night to the other side. New York.